Okay, so first thing we're going to start on is Unit 6.1. Okay, for Unit 6.1, we are going to talk about translations. Okay, can anyone tell me what type of movement is a translation?
A slide.
A slide, exactly. So a translation is sliding a figure. Sliding a figure.
Someone just said it moves. That's it.
Okay, a translation is a movement and we move by sliding. Okay, so for example number 1, on your homework, all of your figures are already going to be drawn for you. Okay, but I want you to be able to, if they're not drawn for you, I want you to be able to draw them, which is why I'm giving you the grids. Okay, and I'm going to give you the coordinates as well. Okay, so for example number 1, triangle ABC with vertices. What's a vertice or a vertex?
Angle.
A corner, right?
Corner.
So triangle ABC with vertices A at 1, 2, B at 3, 1, and C at 3, 4. And that triangle is going to be translated to left and 1 up. Yes. Triangle ABC with vertices at A of 1, 2, B is 3, 1, and C is 3, 4. Translated 2 left and 1 up. So what we're doing is we're actually going to start by drawing our triangle. Then you're going to translate it or move it. And then on your homework and on our notes today, you need to also identify the new coordinates. Okay, so you have to label your new coordinates. So first thing you're going to do is graph these. Okay? So start by plotting these coordinates. So A is going to be over 1 up 2. Okay? Label these coordinates as well. Okay? So this is going to be A.
Wait, do we need both sides or can we just...
You only need one. B is over 3 up 1. Remember, whenever you're graphing or plotting points, we're always moving left or right first, then up and down. Okay, so someone told me this morning, I think it was Dr. Morgan, used to tell you guys, it's kind of like you walk into an elevator and then you go up or down. Okay, so you're always walking side to side first, then up and down. Okay, and then C is over 3, up 4. Okay, once you have your triangle drawn, then we are going to translate 2 units left and 1 unit up. What I also want to make sure that you can do here is write this in what's called coordinate notation. Okay, so left is left telling you something about the x coordinate or the y coordinate. Which one tells you side to side? Is it the x or the y? The x. So this left means x is moving in which direction? Positive 2 or negative 2? Negative 2 if you're moving left. So x minus 2, comma, y tells you up or down. If you're going up, do you think that's positive 1 or negative 1? Positive 1. Okay, so this is something called coordinate notation. You should be able to move things based on if it says left or right, up or down. You should be able to do it from that way. You should also be able to translate things from this coordinate notation. Okay, so now we're actually going to translate it. So from each point, you're going to move 2 left and 1 up. Okay, so from A, we're going to move over 2 left, 1 up. And this becomes your A prime. Okay, that's how we say that. A to the exponent of 1, that's called A prime. Those have to be labeled. B, same thing. Move 2 to the left and 1 up. That's your B prime. And C, same thing. 2 to the left, 1 up. That's your C prime. Then you can connect these dots. So this was translated, or it slid over. Remember, with translations, it does not change the shape, does not change the size at all. The other part that you have to do is I want you to write down the new coordinates. So A1 or A prime is at what coordinates now? If you label this, what coordinate is this at?
Negative
Negative 1, 3. Now, if you look at this, the way I wrote this, all you have to do for the x coordinate is take the original a. If you subtract 2, you get a prime. The y portion, take the original y coordinate, add 1, gives you 3. So that's the way you can check your answers, actually. Okay, so a prime is at negative 1, positive 3. B prime is at what coordinate? And then C prime. Where's B prime at? If I label this dot right here.
1, 2.
Oh, that's
Over 1, up 2. And C prime is over 1, up what?
4.
5.
Oh, 5.
Okay, so you can always check your work by actually doing the addition or subtraction to the original coordinates. So the first part of what we're doing today, that's it. Okay, everyone should be writing this down. So I'm a little confused as to why some of you don't have anything in your hand.
I have.
You're talking, that makes you a little guilty if you're trying to defend yourself right now. Number 2, okay, same type of idea. Rectangle. Okay, if we have rectangle, KLMN with vertices. Rectangle KLMN with vertices at K of 1, negative 1. L is at 1, 1. M is at 5, 1. And N is at 5, negative 1. This time I'm going to ask you to have it translated negative 4 horizontally and 3 vertically. Negative 4 horizontally and 3 vertically. So before we do any plotting or anything, I want you to write that in coordinate notation. So horizontally, is that talking about the X or the Y? Horizontally is flat, right? So if horizontally is flat, which way are we moving?
flat.
Side to side.
Yeah. That's
Okay, so side to side, is that talking about the X or the Y? Side to side movements or the X. So negative 4 horizontally means you're moving X minus 4. Vertically, okay, vertically is up and down. So if you're moving 3, that indicates that it's positive 3. Okay. So start with that. Then we're going to plot our points. So over 1, down 1 is your K point. Over 1, up 1 is L. M is at 5, over 5, up 1. And N is over 5, down 1. So you made a rectangle. Are we writing? Hello? Then, if you're going to move from each of these points, negative 4 horizontally, so that means 4 to the left. Okay, horizontally means left or right. Vertically is up or down. So you might want to write yourself a little note there. Horizontally means you're moving left or right. Vertically means you're moving up and down. Okay, so if I move from K, if I move left 4, up 3. So left 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 3. Left 4, up 3. Same thing with L, and you're going to mark that as K prime.
Wait, what are you doing? Hold on.
What do you mean, what am I doing? So from each point, you're going negative 4 to the left. So left 4, 3 up. So count from each point.
from each one.
So left 4, so over 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, 2, 3. Same thing from here. From each point, left 4, up 3. So move from every single point. So from each point, and that because it's prime. Okay, so like if I move from K, it's K1. L becomes L prime. These are all its primes. Then on your homework, and it doesn't say this on your homework paper, but make sure that you do this. I want you to label each coordinate. Okay, so that means I want, like, this would be an answer. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. I want you to tell me the coordinates for K prime, L prime, M prime, and N prime. So there's two different ways you could do this, okay? You could actually count over and you could label the points, okay? You could tell me what coordinate they were at. Or you can take the original points and you can use our formula basically. So your original K point, the X was 1. This tells you we're going to move -4. So what's 1 minus 4? -3, comma, the Y portion, you're adding 3. So -1 plus 3 gives you what? 2. Okay, so you could use the formula part, or you could just count and label those dots. Okay, what did we get for L? L prime should be at -3 what?
5. Or, wait, hold on. -3.
-3, L should be at left 3, and up how many? 4. We're almost there. And then M prime is at what? If you label that point, it should be at 1, 4. N prime should be at 1, 2. So after you move things, after you translate them, you do need to label them. So this is kind of the answer that I'm looking for. So you have to have the picture and the new coordinates. Questions on how I did that?
Yeah, you get like the primes.
These? So you label, like K is, what point is this? So you would go over 1, 2, 3, up 2. So I labeled that point. I'm just saying, write down the coordinates for each point. Make sense-ish? Yes.
How did you get that number thing?
You didn't get these numbers? Okay.
Yeah.
These are, I'm labeling, tell me what point is this? K1 is at what coordinate? And you write it down. I labeled these points. So like K1 is at -3 up 2.
So what do you do with the X minus 4?
I'm saying you could just look at these and tell me what they're at, or you can use the formula from your original K to get to K1 to K prime. You do this. The X you subtract 4, so 1 minus 4 would give you -3. The Y, -1, you add 3, which gives you 2. You do the same thing for the L point.
They're all sticky from the auto.
X minus 4 gives you -3. Y plus 3 would give you 4. Are you seeing the math part there? We're going to keep doing it. Hopefully you'll...
Yeah, last year.
Let's just try another one.
So you can also just count the points, right?
You can also just count the points. The reason that I'm showing you how to do the math portion is sometimes the points are so big that you don't want to count like 17 little spots.
You recording?
Okay? Yes. I know. So sometimes it's easier to count, sometimes it's easier to actually use the numbers, to use the math portion. Okay? Number 3, same thing. I want you to graph. Okay, graph triangle DEF with vertices. Graph triangle DEF with vertices D at -5, 2, E at 1, 3, and F at -4, -3. Then I want you to have that translated X plus 4, Y minus 3. So graph that and then translate it X plus 4 and Y minus 3. So let's write ourselves a little key here, okay? The X portion moves which way? X tells you how to move which way, side to side or up and down. X moves left and right, or side to side, okay? Is left and right movement, is that called horizontally or vertically? Horizontally, okay? So X moves left and right or horizontally. So then Y tells you how to move which way? Y tells you to move up or down, which is also known as vertically. Okay, you're probably going to want to like keep that somewhere, okay, so that you can remember it, because that's going to be really important for you. So if I start by plotting my points, -5, 2, so that means go to the left 5 and up 2. Okay, that's your D prime, or D, excuse me. E is over 1, up 3. And F is -4, down 3. Connect your dots, make a triangle. If you don't have a pencil or pen in your hands, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing right now. So let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing. Then, translate this. What is this telling you? X plus 4. What direction is X plus 4? Is that moving up, down, left, or right? And positive would be which direction? Left or right? Right. So this is telling you to move right 4 spaces.
Right from where D is at?
From each point, yes.
So then,
Okay, and then the Y portion tells you what? -3 tells you you're going to move down 3. So for each point, you're going to go from each point. So to get from D to D prime, we're going to move right 4, down 3. So count over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2, 3. That's your D prime. E, same thing. Right 4, down 3. That's your E prime. And then finally F, same thing. Right 4 and down 3. And that's your F prime. Then connect the dots, and I want you to label those coordinates. So give me the coordinates of each of those points. So I want you to give the coordinates for D prime, E prime, and F prime.
-1, 1.
So D prime is at what?
-1.
-1, -1. E prime is where? What point is this over here?
0, 5.
5, 0. Okay, you're moving left or right first, then we don't move up or down. F prime, you're not moving over at all, so it's at 0, and this should be at -6, if you did it correctly. Questions on how I did that? We're going to do one more, and then we'll be done with this set of notes. Yes?
I don't understand how you get the prime, like D prime, D prime, F prime.
How I get the numbers? You tell me what point this is. So label what point this is. That's F prime. Do you don't understand how to label the point?
Yes.
So you tell me, like, what location is that? -1, -1.
I don't know, like, how do you draw the triangle? I know, like,
just connect the dots.
To draw the triangle, you just connect the dots.
no, I don't know.
You mean, how do I get to this?
Yes.
So from the original D, this is telling you move right 4, down 3. So from this original location, count, like with your pencil. Right 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, 2, 3, and put a dot, and that's your D prime. So you have to count from every single dot. Okay, number 4, last one. Okay, this one's gonna be the most difficult. Okay, this one, I would like you to sketch quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is gonna have how many sides?
4.
4. Quadrilateral. KLMN. that has vertices, please stop playing with the scissors. K at -2, -2. L is at 1, 1. M is at 0, 4. And N is at -3, 5. If you have your head down, assume that that will mean you are going to lunch detention tomorrow.
So can I serve it on Friday?
No.
I have another question.
Okay, let's just write our notes for now. We can talk about Frankie. No. Don't try to glue your friend. No, don't.
I wasn't trying to glue him. I was trying to make a good job.
Okay, let's pick up your pencil and start writing things down. Please.
Trying to glue Christy. What? That's me.
Okay, so first thing you're going to do here is, for the first one, I'm going to tell you that it is translated. So once you draw your quadrilateral, it is translated x plus 2, y minus 1. And then translated so first it's translated x plus 2, y minus 1. It is then translated x minus 3, y plus 4.
Oh, I goofed.
So there's going to be 3 different pictures, yes. So start by putting your original locations. So -2, -2. So that means 2 left, 2 down is your original K. L is at over 1, up 1. M is at 0, 4, so over 0, up 4. And N is at -3, up 5. So left 3, up 5. Connect those and we'll make a quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral.
So this one we're going to actually do 2 translations. Okay? So the first translation that I want you to do is this one. So x plus 2 tells you what? X plus 2 tells you to move which way? Up, down, left, or right?
Right.
X tells us to move left or right. And since it's positive, you're moving to the right. So you're moving right 2. The y portion tells you to do what? Y minus 1 tells us to move what? Up or down? Down and 1. Then, after that, you're going to do this translation. Okay? This one tells us what? X minus 3 tells us to move which direction? Left 3. And y plus 4 tells us to move in which direction? Up 4. Okay, so you're actually doing 2 separate translations here. Okay, so here, from every single point, so K1, okay, to get there, you're going to move right 2, down 1. So right 2, down 1. That's your K prime. Then L, do the same thing. Move right 2 and down 1. That's your L prime. M, same thing. Right 2, down 1.
Wait, isn't it 3?
Nope, we're doing the first one first.
Oh.
So first you have to move these. So that's your M prime. And then N, same thing. Right 2, down 1. So I could ask you for those locations, those coordinates. But that's not what I want. Now we're going to move it again. Okay, so if you move again, we're now moving from these points. So from your prime points. Okay, so K, you're going to move left 3. So over 1, 2, 3. Up 4. Up 1, 2, 3, 4. To label that, you're going to write, we don't write a 2 for an exponent, but you write double prime. So K, and it's almost going to look like an 11 at the top. Okay, that's called double prime. So K, 2 1s up there. So it kind of looks like an 11. From L, same thing. You're going to move left 3 and up 4. So your L is actually going to be kind of right on this, so I'm going to write it over to the side. So L double prime. Then same thing for M. Move left 3, so over 1, 2, 3, and up 4. That's your double prime, and then same thing for N. Left 3 and up 4. Then there's so much movement on here, that's why it's a little bit difficult to figure out what your new locations are. But you do need to label these. Okay, so this is K double prime like that. What is the coordinate for K double prime? You could also figure this out by using math. Okay, if you look at your K, you started at -2. Then we went up 2, so 0, and then down 3, so it should be at -3. Comma, we started at -2, then you went down 1, so that'd be -3, plus 4 is +1. Okay, so you can do it by using the math. You can actually do the addition and subtraction, or you can label your points from the picture. Okay, what would your L location be? L double prime. It should be at 0, 4.
1, 1.
What is your M?
Never mind. I was looking at the wrong one.
Your M double prime should be where?
You have to do it.
-1 up 7. And then finally your N, double N.
Something.
-4, 8.
-4 up 8.
It's the way.
Okay, anyone have questions on how I did that?